Hey guys, Sandy here, and I am finally back here on my channel. I have been MIA for a little bit, had some surgery that resulted in 17 staples in my head, so I was really not feeling up to sitting in the room and scrapbooking. Now I am back, and this is the start of a page that I had started before I had the surgery. This is from my Citrus Twist March kit, I believe. Yeah, I've got to figure out what's going on with that because my kit never came in April, or maybe this was my April kit? March kit? I think this might be my March kit. I got to figure out what's going on. But anyway, this is a page I'd started. Just did some diagonal cutting here. There's actually gesso on this right here. And this is a photograph of my husband. And these did not come in the kit, and this did not come in the kit, but this did. I have some plans to do some prettiness, so let's see what I can do. Alrighty guys, here we go. So the first thing I'm gonna do is do some mixed media here on this background paper. And I've pulled out 3 different things. I have some Glimmer Mist, some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. I have some Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and I have a Inklings from Shimmers. And I really have no idea what I'm doing. All I know is that I want pops of pink to show through on this black and white layout. Other than that, I really got nothing. Now these Shimmers things are, basically you have to activate them with water, which is a little weird for me. And as I'm sitting here doing this voiceover, I realized I never washed out my paintbrush. Oh boy. Okay, and this is kind of a different kind of pink than what I've already got going on there. And as I'm putting it on here, I'm thinking, oh man, I've screwed this up. But I just blot it down and smoosh it all around, and it kind of works. And even though I have gessoed this paper, there is a lot of water on this page. And as you can see, I did not gesso the entire paper, so there is that little blotty mess down there. So I decided I would just do some sprinkles with the Color Shine, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is kind of working. I'm getting these different shades of pink, and it's kind of doing what I wanted to do. And I thought, you know what, I should have some darker areas here and some darker areas there, and I really have no idea what I'm doing other than making a big pink mess on this paper. And it turns out that I like the layout. I like what I end up doing. So even though it kind of looks like there's no rhyme or reason right now, I like what it does. Now, one thing I do forget, or I guess I don't know if I forget it or if it just doesn't click in my head, that when you have gesso on the page and the page is wet, when you do those sprinkles, they kind of like burst and spread out, and they aren't the kind of sprinkles that I want it. I want it like the dark sprinkles. So I'm just like, okay, that's enough of this. I've finished with the mixed media, so now what I'm going to do is pop this up. And instead of cutting out a bunch of rectangles, I thought, you know what? I am going to trace this photo thing that I have created on this piece of fun foam, and I'm just going to cut it out, and I'm going to slap it on the back. That way there's no divots, like my photo is not going to fall down any. Everything is going to just stay popped up, because my original idea was to have everything poking out from underneath of this photo mat type thing, and I'm happy. I'm like, yes, it worked. So I decide to ATG this side of it and pop that foam down, and then I decide to use some wet glue for the other side, And the reason why I decided to use the wet glue was because the page was still wet, and honestly, I was not going to wait for it to dry and use my ATG. So I just used this Tombow Mono Multi, and I like liberally applying the glue. And then there's this like hunk of dried up glue that I had to pick off because I was like, you know what's gonna happen. For some reason, that little bump is gonna show, and I was thinking like a Princess and the Pea type deal where there was just gonna be this awkward bump and it was gonna drive me crazy. Probably put way too much thought into that, but there it is. So I went ahead and pushed that down, and I love it. Like, I love this layout. I could have probably just added a title and been completely happy with it, but I didn't. I kept going because, you know, sometimes more is better and sometimes less is better, and this one I just wanted to play with a little bit. Now, see this rhinestone twirly thing? Like, I have had this thing in my stash forever, and it came on a big sheet, and I believe it was from Prima, I want to say, and that's the only one I have left. But I knew I wanted to do some sort of sparkly rhinestones, so I had picked these guys up at Michael's, and basically they are labels without the label. They're just the rhinestone around them. And I was like, this is going to be awesome. And then I thought, well, maybe I don't want to do the rhinestone. Maybe I want to do like a white thing. And I was like, no. The white thing is not working. So I'm just trying to figure out now where I want the rhinestone thing to go and like where it's going to look best. And this is where I don't really pay attention to where I'm cutting. So I cut it so that it will fit perfectly down here. But what I don't realize is that the way I've cut it, it's not going to fit perfectly up at the top where I originally envisioned it. And that's okay because what I do instead makes me happy. Now this little guy was kind of ticking me off because he was just so wily and was going all over the place. If I have to do it again, I would probably peel off the whole thing and then trim off what I needed later. And see, this is where I'm realizing that I cut too far down. So I need to figure out where it's gonna go. So I decided to put it over here on the left-hand side of this photo and tuck it under the little tab here, and then I'm just gonna put it under the photo there. And as you can see, I need to trim off just a little bit more. And then I'm thinking, ooh, do I wanna like put these little bits of sparkle anywhere else? And I decide nope, and just push it off to the side because those little bits of sparkle don't need to go anywhere else. Now, I'm thinking that I really like it on the left side where it's kind of like a layer, but not. But over here on the right-hand side, it's really bothering me that it's just there. Like it's just like something that was thrown on. And I was originally looking for a piece of vellum, but I did not have any little pieces. I had a 12 by 12, but quite honestly didn't want to get up and go to the 12 by 12 place where I had the vellum. So I pulled out this mulberry paper and I just stuck the rhinestone things right directly on that mulberry paper. And then I went ahead and trimmed around it with my scissors. And these are those awesome, fun, amazing Chamel glitter scissors that my husband had secretly purchased for me after he had watched one of my videos where I was debating on whether or not I would buy them for myself. So he's really awesome in that way and just kind of spoils me. So I had to add something, a little something in there, especially since this page is a picture of him and with that big sentiment in the middle, and then the still a large sentiment over here on the right. So sometimes I just feel kind of like lovey, you know. So these are some like translucent acrylic shapes, and these came from the Chamel Starshine collection, and I still haven't used them. Like, I love them, but whenever I try to put them on the page, it just doesn't feel right. And it definitely didn't feel right for this page. Basically what I'm doing is I have a basket on the side of my work area, and I am just flipping through it and it's where I have stickers. So I have like flat stickers, puffy stickers, chipboard stickers, word stickers, cork stickers, you name it, washi stickers. I have it over here. So I am literally flipping through this because I have no idea what I want to do. Like I have no plan. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I should have just put a title on it and called it a day. But like I said, I wanted to add more. So I pulled out these pearl stickers, I pulled out these freckled fawn stickers, and basically I'm kind of going on heart overload here. And I know that my title's going to go there where I made kind of that title block with the rhinestone label bits. And I'm just like finding some hearts, figuring out what I want to do with them. And these hearts, even though it is on a Citrus Twist backing sheet, they are not from Citrus Twist. I want to say they're from the Target dollar spot, but I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I went through this phase where I was like, get rid of all the packaging. And then I realized I had no idea what I was using. And then I thought, well, I can keep some of the packaging. And then, you know, I needed to put my stuff that was already taken out of packaging onto packaging. And some of the packaging didn't match. It was just a whole big thing. So that's why that is there. More than you wanted to know about packaging. Now these are from Freckled Fawn. And I knew that I wanted to have my title be for life. For some reason, I've lost all the dots for the letter I's off of this, so we're going with no dots on the I. And I was totally cool with the lower part of the F going across the rhinestones. And here I am flipping through more of my stuff, and I have these little chipboard stickers, and I like them, and I'm thinking that they should make it onto the page as well. And I pull this one that has black on it because I felt like there needed to be a little bit more darkness over here on the left side of the page, just because that big black there is no end to the adventure we can have is over there, and I felt like it needed to balance. Now these are some Dear Lizzie thingies. I don't know what to call them because the outside says that they're stickers, but they're not. They're basically paper. They're just little like paper pieces. And I just decided to use this pink piece and layer up the Cherish sticker. So I'm flipping through and I've made it to these Amy Tangerine stickers next, and I'm just gonna put the word love on this tab, and I went ahead and used the pink just because I felt like it was a good color match to the flowers that were already on the tab. I didn't want to go black, even though I just said I wanted to bring some of the black color over to this corner, and I did want to go red because red. So I went with the pink, and I think it turned out fine. I'm okay with it. Now this is another Amy Tangerine sticker book, and I'm just giving this one a flip through as well, just to see if there's anything I want to take from it and add. Like I said, I could have just left this page, but I didn't. I kept adding more. And here is where I put the adhesive on the one side because I thought I was going to use it and decided not to, and went with something else. And then I just decide that that doesn't need to be there at all. I like this one better because I like how I can nestle that little rectangular corner of the Cherish between the descender of the Y and the word U. So I decide that I'm going to layer up this little heart one over here. And then I think that I'm going to use this Gossamer Blue sticker, but the pink is really like a pale peachy pink and not kind of like a pink pink, so I don't go for it. Like this vellum sticker from Studio Calico is more of a pink pink, so I went ahead and went with that. And to be quite honest, some of the stuff is having a bit of a hard time sticking down because the paper is still damp. And at this point, I don't even care. I'm just making the page happen because I'm already kind of mad at myself that I keep going even though I want to keep going. It's a weird, vicious cycle going on in my head right now, guys. Like, I want to keep going, but I'm like, no, I'm done. And then whatever. But I keep going. So I went ahead and placed those down there, and I thought I would nestle something right where the three of them meet up, probably a heart or something like that. I went ahead and used another one of these gray pinked kind of award label stickers, and I'm just going ahead and placing them down. And then again, off to my right, I'm flipping through my little sticker basket. I don't even pull out the large stickers, like the 6x12s where it's chipboard and all that. I don't even pull that mess out. I don't know why. I probably could have found some really good stuff over there now that I'm thinking about it. But for some reason, it just wasn't calling to me, and I just picked out the stuff from this one. So I'm feeling kind of rusty. I'm admitting that probably halfway through this voiceover. I haven't put up a video since the 15th of April, and that was for the Oso Inspired collaboration, just because of the surgery. And, you know, I had these grand plans where the surgery was on the 18th, so I had these grand plans where I'd have the surgery and then I had a couple days off of work, and I would just go ahead and scrapbook those days away. But my head just hurt so badly that I didn't even want to sit in the scrapbooking room. So most of the time I laid on the couch and I slept a whole lot. Whenever I don't feel good, or for some reason if I end up having a surgery or something, I seem to sleep, and that's what makes me feel better. I've been sleeping a lot this week too, because I just don't feel great. But I needed to get back in here. I needed to play with my stuff. I just needed to play with some paper because it was a pain in my butt. I mean, I was missing it. Now these are some heart stickers, and I just used my distress inks and couldn't be bothered to find my ink blending tool, so I just pulled out the little squishy part and just colored it up, and completely happy with how that turned out. And now I just need to add a little bit of adhesive down and make that happen. So this is definitely, there's definitely a lot going on with this page, and I just decided to go full swing and bring in some metal as well. So these are from the Paper Studio, and they are metal brads, but I used my little shoot, my mind just blanked, my little thingy. When in doubt, use the word thingy. I used my little thingy to break off the tines off the back of it so that they lay a little bit flatter. And I knew that I wanted to have metal in 3 areas, because basically there are 3 main areas of embellishment here. And I decided that I was not going to go with 2 of the crowns, just 1, and then I'd bring in some other metal somewhere else. So at first I was going to have this little heart guy because I thought it was really cute, and I decided instead to go with that heart charm. There is no key, it's just a heart instead of the heart lock. So here I'm still messing around. I'm trying to, there's the key. I'm thinking, well, maybe I do bring in a key, and I was like, no, can't really find a good place for this. So I just needed to figure out what I was going to do. And I knew that I wanted that little heart there, and I knew that the crown was a good place for over there. And I just knew I needed to figure something out over on that left-hand side. And I just hadn't done it yet, and that's okay. So I went ahead and used some Zots to put down that crown. And then I found some black and white twine that I have right here by my desk, and I went ahead and tied a little bow, because I mean that little hook hanging out of that heart was just begging for a bow, you guys. Like, you just know it was begging for a bow. So I go ahead and get that little guy on there. Now, totally on an unrelated note, I bought some pens and markers I brought a pack of real brush pens from Arteza, or Arteza. I'm not exactly sure how you say that one. And I also bought a package of fine line markers from them. Now, I have started to color an adult coloring page with the fine line markers and love them. And the brush pens I kind of messed around a little bit with on a watercolor paper and a stamp that I had purchased from Vuitton, but I haven't played with them enough yet to actually do anything with them. So if anybody has some great suggestions for these real brush pens, great techniques or anything like that, go ahead and link me down here in the comments, or like give me a heads up, because I love them and I want to do amazing things with them. So I decided to bring out my wood veneer, and oh, that third metal thing I chose was a flower, and I thought that was okay. And then here is the wood veneer, and these are some viney type things, and they pretty much match the viney type things that are in the background of this pattern paper. So I just wanted to go ahead and add that there. However, this one was giving me a bit of a fit. It just did not want to go where I want it to, and I just didn't like that up there at all. So I decided to, up here at the top, go with this thinner one so that it could kind of nestle against that I Love You die cut piece. And then I'm trying to find something down here that will fit and work. And nothing is really like, I knew I wanted some sort of wood veneer down there just because I have the wood veneer in the other places, but I couldn't exactly figure it out. So I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna add a little heart. A little heart would do it. I don't need a whole lot of wood veneer down here. I don't need a whole big thing. I don't need like this huge commitment. So I just grabbed that, and then I grabbed this teeny tiny little wood veneer heart and place it in that E of life. So at this point, I'm thinking I'm probably pretty close to being finished. I do need to find some letter stickers to write out the word for. So I pull out these letter stickers, and these are old letter stickers, and I'm not sure if they're from Stickopotamus or from Making Memories. They might even be from somewhere completely different, but these are definitely old letter stickers that I had. So there it is. I'm thinking I am finished with this. I'm really like this page. Woo! That was kind of crazy. I'm trying to give you a close-up, but kind of a weird little close-up. All right, guys. Catch you next time.